Development Bank of Nigeria, financing sustainable growth.
I read accounting in school. So at the time, I worked for like 2 years. Eventually, I stopped because then I had to take care of my children. I later got qualified, but I couldn't get a job. But then I love to cook. And most times, I cook for my neighbors. Most of them they work in banks and other places. And a lot of time they ask me to make some food for them. And at a time, it was like you could actually do this in big time. I was scared initially, but then I took up the challenge. And that was how Labule was conceived. When we started Labule in Obudu, we thought of expanding the business, but then we were restricted with fund. So we approached Wema Bank. We introduced initially the SME loan from CBN to us. But it was really getting difficult for us to get the loan. It was so frustrating at the time, I was almost losing hope. And then later, the DBN loan was introduced. Of course, when the DBN was introduced, I was thinking it was going to be the same process with I wasn't really so keen. Going through the conditions and the requirements, for instance, the repayment period, the interest rates were really very good. And then we felt this could take a long time for us to acquire. But then, going through it, in less than 2 weeks, the whole process was concluded. The approval came at the right time. And that was a big relief for us.
Development Bank of Nigeria, financing sustainable growth.